Hello. We are in a pandemic. It is April 5th of 2020. And I urge everyone to take this seriously. I believe that God wants social distancing to keep us safe. Now is the time for self-discipline. People should stay at home and find a big project to do, like planting gardens or flower beds, making face masks, washing hands, being aware of foibles like touching your face. And always carry a supreme pandemic security consciousness at all times. You know, whether you have a drink or two or get tired, it's easy to fall into old ways and want to shake a hand or get too close, and this disease is spreading out of hand. We all have to work together to stop this pandemic. We need to sanitize, but also sanitize carefully. You do not need chlorine to kill this virus. 7th generation products, white vinegar, other means of chlorine can and are better than killing this virus. Chlorine itself causes cancer and might itself eclipse the scale. There's 600,000 deaths every year in the U.S. just from cancer. So people should not poison themselves as we go after this pandemic. The number one thing is to stay at home. And it's not easy for people. You know, I've been on a 700-mile walk through the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, mostly by myself. And I greatly enjoyed the wildlife. I wrote in my journal, I read books, and now is a great time for people to read books. You know, find a big project around your house. Yesterday, I made a batch of beer. I've got 5 gallons of beer being made. I've planted an enormous number of different plants, from potatoes, tomatoes of different types, and peppers, cucumbers. I've got 3 different kinds of lettuce, large amounts of spinach. I'm kind of like Popeye, I love spinach, very healthy, it tastes good too. Broccoli, and beets, and a large number of other edible plants I have planted, and I have a big garden, all from compost I've been carefully saving for the 14 years I've owned my property. And I've been enjoying miles walking back in the Wayne National Forest, having it all to myself. And another thing that people can do, what I've been doing for a long time now, is do things like hand washing your clothes. You don't have to use an old washing board that's, you know, who wants to do that. There's newer products. There's Lavario is a great system I use. A hand washing system's like pumping iron, very efficient. A washing wand, very, very efficient. Wonder washer, it spins around. And ringers, you get exercise. Everyone needs exercise. We can't go to the gym now. And we can use that exercise to make a better world. And how about dig a pond? My hand-dug ponds have brought an enormous number of wildlife, often hundreds of birds. I try to estimate if it's more than 1,000 birds every day. And it's a joy. Now, you do have to remember to do a call before you dig. You don't want to, dig into a water line or a buried power line or a video surveillance line or something like that. But any downspout can be turned into a pond. And rain barrels too. And that can make gardening free. If you save compost, if you save seed, and use rainwater, which is better than tap water anyway, because tap water's got fluoride and chlorine, rainwater does not, then you will have free food, and you can keep doing it for all time. It appears that the illegal trade in endangered species likely caused the creation of the coronavirus, the COVID-19. And climate change makes it far easier for diseases to form. Just as millions of acres of forest have died in Alaska from insect outbreaks, virus and bacteria outbreaks in humans were predicted in my 2nd and 4th books to become a major problem. And meanwhile, our government is engaged in a secret war with the people, where sadistic secret goons break into people's houses, under the sneak and peek provision of the Patriot Act, spreading disease, spreading crime, spreading hatred for our government. Psalm chapter 91, verses 1 to 6. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day. Now, we all must remember at all times during this pandemic to do not spread this disease and do not get this disease. Stay away from people. Stay at home during this time. There's all kinds of amazing things with today's technology, including all kinds of work that can be done right from home. And I'll end with the passage from the Great Bible, Chronicles chapter 7, verses 13 to 14. When I shut up the heavens so that there is no rain, or command the locusts to devour the land, or send pestilence among my people, if my people who are called by my name humble themselves, and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from the heaven, and will forgive their sin, and heal their land.